What's up, everybody? We back in studio. Yep. This is the Fryar place where the conversations are fire. And I'm Irving Fryar, the host here at the Fryar place. Y'all come on in the room. I see a few of you have already logged in. What's going on, Steve Andrews? He said, hey, what's going on, bro? Shout out to you, man. Thanks for joining us today. Got a great, my dude. We're going to get to him in a minute, but it's my dude today. You all are going to be in for a treat today, because this conversation is going to take place today. Yes, these are conversations that are fire that take place here at the Fryar place, but there's no telling where this conversation is going to go today, because this is my dude. We have a great time. Y'all come on in the room. I see there's one who's made a comment in the comment section. That's Steve Andrews. I see about 7 or 8 of you on right now, right here at the beginning. He said, Hollis, yeah. There's 7 or 8 of you on right now. Y'all introduce yourself. Say hey, say what's up, say something. Let me know who's watching right now. We're live at the Fryar place on YouTube. Yep, the YouTube channel. And we're live here at the Fryar place on my personal Facebook page. We just kind of do both to make sure we open it up to everybody, to give everybody, or as many people as possible, the chance to come on in, ask questions, experience this live podcast today. So without ado, because we can take this whole hour just chit-chatting about stuff. I have some specific questions I want to ask him, but this is my guy, as you've seen probably in the post already, that he is a former undrafted free agent, NFL 1996 with the Philadelphia Eagles, but he's got 14 years in the league, and that's really unheard of. He's got a great story. He's got great insight. He's a great person. Great. Keenan, what's going on, man? Richard Melton, what's going on? How are you, cuz? All right, bro. Good to see y'all. Who else is in the house? Y'all introduce yourselves. But without further ado, I'm going to bring I call him Big Dog. We're going to bring him in the house, all right? Y'all, welcome. Hollis the Tank Thomas.
What's up, man? You got the...
I got sound effects and all that kind of stuff. So if you say something crazy and ain't nobody saying nothing, I'm going to give you this.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. I can respect that.
You say something off, I'm gonna give you this. What's going on, big dog? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just relaxing, ready for this holiday weekend that's coming up on us, so to speak, and just trying to keep myself up on all the news and notes, both sports related and celebrity related. So,
yeah, we were just talking about something crazy.
Yeah.
Danny, was that Bentley? Danny Bentley, what's going on? He said, "Let's go Eagles." Yeah, we're gonna have some Eagles talk today, and you can see I got my Kelly kind of green on. I got my Kelly fedora hat on. I got some Kelly green in the back there. Big Dog has Kelly Green back there in the back with his you something else, bro.
With SpongeBob with my hat on. With the
SpongeBob
Eagles hat
got
on.
your hat on. Yeah.
Yeah, my Eagles hat. Yeah.
Is that an Eagles hat? Oh, it is the Eagles hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Eagles straw hat. Yeah, they
All
did.
right.
They gave it last year at training camp. They gave it to me. I've been trying to get to have a black straw hat like that too.
Oh,
It's
really?
sweet. Yeah, sweet. I can't
Where do you
find
get
it
that
though.
from? I need that one. That's the one I need.
They sell them at the pro shop, and they had them at the Eagles. When you did the appearance, you know how they had a pro shop set up at
Right.
the training camp. Yeah,
Right.
that's where I
Right.
got mine from.
Okay.
Because they
I
always
gotta
give me a
buy
couple
it,
of hats.
huh? I gotta buy it.
No, they gave me to just request it.
Just request. do I have that kind of clout that I can just
Yeah,
request
just say, hey, can I get one of those hats? And they'd be like,
And
hold on, let me get it for you.
okay, and then if I walk away with it, they're not going to say, "Hey, you forgot to pay for it."
No.
They won't.
Normally, if I want something that I know that they probably gonna say no about, I go and get it myself. And so
Okay.
they'd be like, oh, we would have got that for you. That's good to
Okay.
know.
Okay.
It's
That's
good
the
to know.
trick. Is that the trick?
Yeah, it's a trick. Yeah.
So listen, y'all. I know for me, this is and Hollis and I have a show together. I don't know if you all who are watching right now know that we do a show together called Vetted with
Yeah.
Irving Fryar and Hollis Thomas, and it airs on A2D Radio every Thursday at 5 p.m. Y'all go to A2D Radio. That's the letter A, the number 2, the letter D Radio. That's Agree to Disagree Radio. Go to YouTube, search A2D Radio, subscribe to A2D Radio, and hit the notifications button. That way you'll see us every Thursday at 5 p.m. on our show. Now, this show is not that show, so it's going to be a little bit different. Hollis and I on Vetted, we're talking about, football, and we're talking about individuals and different things, particularly with a focus on the Eagles. But this show today is about Big Dog. All right, that's what the Fireplace is about. We bring guests on who have stories of the challenges that they had in life and the triumphs that follow. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Serena Lewis Kemp, what's going on? Pamela Harmon, what's going on? Keenan, I see you. What's up? Shout out to all of y'all. Thanks for being on with us today. We got a bunch of folk on. Florence, look, Florence is all the way out in the state of Washington.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, she's all the way out in the state of Washington. She says, "Fly, Eagles, fly." Yeah.
Yes, that's they call that the Northwest edition of the Northwest Bird Game.
Yeah, that's
The
way
West Coast,
that's way north and way
yeah,
west.
way west. Yes, it's like 'cause it's a West Coast bird. I know because you have to get the bird games down because there's a West Coast bird game. That's a lot of Latinas in there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we played the first time we played in Arizona last year. A lot of them came down to
There were a lot
Arizona,
of fans.
and
Yeah.
then they did come to the Super Bowl as well. But a lot of them came from the West Coast. Like I
Wow.
saw so many people there that was like, I just drove from Cali. I was like, Cali's was kind of far away, but I was like, okay.
How did all these Eagles fans get here? Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you don't realize how far people travel and what they go through until you actually do some tailgating and some traveling. It's like because we went to London, there was a dude there from Brazil.
Wow.
He came from
Wow.
Brazil when the Eagles were in London, and
Well, that was probably the closest, that they had come to where he was.
Right.
So being a true Eagles fan as he was going to make sure he got there.
And he was from Brazil. Now I still to this day don't know how he became an Eagles fan.
Wow.
Because it was just like it wasn't old. It was a younger cat, and he's like I've been loving the Eagles since I was a kid. I was like, well, he didn't even have a backstory. How he just said he saw it and he saw the Eagles and he loved them and he's been following them ever since. So it was pretty cool because they had in London they had the Passyunk Ave place.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
a Passyunk Ave is they have the bread and stuff flown fresh in on a daily basis for the cheesesteaks that they have there to make them authentic in London.
Okay. They got Philly cheesesteaks in London.
Yes, it's called Passyunk Ave. The place, if you look it up on, they have a Instagram page. If you look up Passyunk Ave, it's London. It'll show you everything. They got everything just like over here, and it's authentic.
You learn something every day. Hope Wiley's in the house. That's my sister. She's in the house. We got a bunch of folk who are watching right now, Big Dog. They must know who you are. So he's called Hollis Tank Thomas. That's his term of endearment for a lot of the guys that we played with. And Hollis and I played together on the Eagles. But I was reading that you got another nickname, man, and I
For
never
sure.
heard this before.
Which one?
Um, oh, you don't know what it is?
But stink.
Yeah, stink. What?
Yeah.
What? I'm afraid. I'm kind of almost because I know you. I'm kind of
Yeah.
almost afraid to ask.
Well, no, it was,
So
well, no, it was
where does stink
my
come
mom.
from? What is that?
When I was first born, my mom, my mom was a young mother at the time, and
Hmm.
so when I was first born, it was they brought her to me, but they hadn't cleaned me up yet. So it, apparently, she looked me right in the face and said, "Your
Dang,
name
you
is gonna be
stink.
Stink. No, I said, your name is gonna be Stink." So
Wow.
it's just everybody in my family knows me as that, and sometimes it's the funniest thing is like when I have my family when I was having my family around, everybody be like, "What do they call you?" And I was like, "Steak." Like I was like, that was my nickname. I felt like everybody who has a family uh, had a nickname.
Well, yeah,
Everybody
everybody's in
has.
the family. My mom called me Pug, and nobody knows that. Now I guess they all know it now. God dog
Yeah,
it.
because my brother, his name is Pops because he looked like an old man when he was born.
Wow. Well,
So,
I'm glad Pug didn't stick to me because she said I look like a little pug puppy. Is what
yeah.
she said I looked like when I was a baby. So I guess I
About,
was
about,
fat and chubby and wrinkly.
yeah, see, but my mom, she's very protective, and she's always protective of all of us and stuff. And it's like we have a booby, and my sister's name is Maxine. And we call her Max. So
Nice, nice. Well, for those of you who don't know, Hollis Tank Stink Thomas, yeah. Drafted, came into the Eagles 1996. I believe that was my first year with the Eagles, right?
yes, it
He was
was.
an undrafted free agent out of Northern Illinois. Ended up playing with the Patriots. I mean, not Patriots, with the Eagles. I'm on Patriots mind. With
Okay,
the Eagles, was it 10 years or 9 years? They say different
10,
stuff. 10 years with
10, yeah,
with the
10 years
Eagles
with the
and New
Birds.
Orleans, the Saints, and a stint for a short period with the Rams and then Carolina Panthers. But a total of 14 years in the NFL as an undrafted free agent coming from not necessarily a big football school, Northern Illinois, but
More
coming
academic,
out, huh?
more academics.
More academic, yeah, but wasn't
Yeah,
known necessarily as a football school, but
right.
coming out as an undrafted free agent, not really
Mm.
expecting, people, I should say, not really expecting him to make the team, or particularly really not expecting him to play 14 years in the league. My biggest question and what people always want to know, you have guys who are first round draft choice who are struggling. Jalen Rager,
Right.
he's bounced all over. He's first round draft choice. He's bounced all over the league. Just got released again.
He's on. Yeah, he's
Um,
on practice. He's on the Patriots practice squad.
oh,
They
he
think he's
did
going to
stay on
give
the
it.
practice squad. Okay, I know
You
they
know what? You know
released
what he did that though, don't you?
why they did
Because
that.
they think, yeah, why the Patriots did that?
Why?
They
Because
think
they
that he's
think
going to.
he knows
They
something
think
about the Eagles.
yes,
He don't know
yes,
nothing about the Eagles.
yeah, man,
He's too
and
far
that's pretty
gone,
much it.
man. He don't know
Yeah,
nothing about what we doing right now.
exactly.
Anyway, you have guys like that who are first round draft choices who are struggling to stay in the league. He's on the practice squad. Here you are, defensive tackle, undrafted, and you end up playing on a team, the Eagles, 10 years, and played even longer than that. How does that happen, man? What was it that you did? Let the people know what is it that you did or had to do to make it like that.
Well, first of all, when I came to the team, the one thing that I pride myself on, that I strive to be, is not the guy that's chasing the coach down the sideline looking for playing time. So I had to make sure that every opportunity I got, because I wasn't going to get the same opportunities as you said, the drafted people, or
Mm-hmm.
people that they brought in and were paying. So I wanted to make sure that every time that they put me on the field, I made a difference. And I don't know if you remember the first time when we were all together, because I had those first 3 days of training camp are pretty much without the veterans. So after that, you guys came in, and I don't know if you remember that very first goal line period when they put me with the number one goal line versus the number one offense.
Yeah,
And
you was wreaking havoc, bro.
and that was I kept tackling, I kept hitting Ricky Waters.
Ricky Waters, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when they started noticing me, and that's when they started giving me different. I was taking every bit of advice that they was giving me because I had to. I knew I could play on this level,
Hmm.
but then it was the one part that kind of eluded me was learning the playbook because learning the playbook. I think that's the one thing as a young guy
Hmm.
that you think we always think that we Superman because
Right.
you're young, you coming in to take over, but there's a learning part to that, and I was glad that I had it was like not only yourself but a lot of the other guys that was there,
Hmm.
a lot of other older guys that was there that was like, hey, get your ass in your book, get in your
Hmm.
book. It's
Right.
like you can have you can be physically gifted as you want to be. But if you're not in your book and you don't know what
You
to
don't
do,
know what
they're
to
not
do.
going to trust you to be
Right.
on the film on the field. So I took it upon myself to instead of being up there playing PlayStation, I was in my playbook. It's
Right.
like and they'll tell Emmett will tell you they'll tell you I knew every defense that we was playing in. I knew where everybody was supposed to be, and I ended up learning where everybody was supposed to be so that I could know what I could and couldn't do.
Hmm.
So and then I learned that once you know what you can and you can't do, it makes you a better player because you're not going to go out the realm, but your reaction time is a lot quicker. And a
Right.
lot of people don't.
Right.
It's like when you see somebody going jumping ship to go somewhere else, it's a learning curve because you have to learn a whole
The
new
whole,
style.
yeah, yeah.
And so you're not gonna see that same person you saw the year before. It's like
Hmm.
because you as a player and you know this as well. Once you become familiar with the scheme that you're in, dude, it's like the back of your hand.
You become
It's like
dangerous. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got
You can turn loose.
and so when I started doing that, as you know, at the towards the I think the 10th game of the season, my first start was my rookie year versus Arizona in
Right.
Arizona,
Right.
and
Right.
that was and so it was just like to be doing that and to be handling business. I will tell you the other part that fueled my fire. You remember Juan Castillas?
Yes.
I walked up on him talking to remember Jermaine Mayberry talking to
Hmm.
Jermaine Mayberry because they had moved Jermaine Mayberry from offensive tackle to guard, and
Hmm.
I was kicking his ass on a daily basis. And
And you don't
I
have to
just
worry
have
about your language on the show either. You can say what you want on this show. I know we can't on A2D radio, but you
yeah
can say it how you want to say it at the
okay
fireplace, bro.
okay, so it was like so. I happened to be walk. You know how got to practice all the time. How you drove over to the and walked in. As
Right.
I was walking in, he was walking with Jermaine Mayberry. He's like, "You letting a free agent kick your ass." He's like, you're supposed to be kicking his ass. He's an undrafted free agent." And so as I walked by him, I heard him. I was like, "Yeah," and it just fueled my fire to beat him like a drum more because
Right.
it was like I didn't care what round you were drafted in. But I was gonna whoop you like cornbread batter. Once you put your dick beaters in the grass in front of me, yeah, it was no holds barred. I didn't care. I didn't care if you was I didn't care, and that was that, and I think that was the thing too, because when the first time we played, I don't know. Remember we beat Dallas that '96? We beat them
Yeah,
in that.
man. I remember
It's
that.
like I was when we went down to that game, I was pissed. You know why I was pissed? Because remember remember last night we was talking and I didn't get to say exactly what Ray said to me on the sideline before the Dallas game here when we had Michael Buffer and we had all those bells and whistles out.
Right,
And
right, right.
he said, baby T, he said, we about to get our ass whooped. He's like,
Oh yeah,
anytime
he
you
said
break
it.
out all this shit, he said, you get your motherfucking ass whooped. It's like, and I told them not to do all this shit. And so I was like, oh. It's like so we proceeded. So, but we played him that second time.
Uh-huh.
I saw the film when I was playing against Larry Allen and Nate Newton, and I
Right,
wasn't happy with my performance.
right.
So when we went down there this time, when we went down there, I was pissed, and they knew it. And the
Mm.
only way they knew it was I was kicking their rump,
You're kicking that
and
rump.
yeah, and then it was
So
like the thing that Emmett and Turco said was like, does he know that he's not supposed to be doing this to them?
no, evidently you didn't know,
I
and
didn't
nobody
care though.
told you.
Yeah, I didn't care though. If you line, I told you, if you line up in front of me, you gonna get what's coming to you. So
Uh-huh.
that was the mentality I took the entire time. I think that's why I lasted so long because me and my dad had this thing that we would say to each other before each game. We was like, players do what? Players make plays.
Right.
players make plays. If
Players
you're not,
make
if you make
plays.
it play, if you make it plays, they can't get rid of you.
Right, right, right. Look, Lenny Smith Sankofa, what's going on, William? Will, what's going on? He says, whoop like whoop you like cornbread batter. That's what Big Dog does. That's what. And look, I'm a living witness. It's interesting to me though. A young man like yourself, you're coming out of college. You're an undrafted free agent. There's a mindset, like you said, that you came in with certain determination, certain goals, a certain way you knew you had to perform, a certain mindset. You knew you had to get in your book. You stayed in your book rather than going and playing video games. Was there someone other than another player or someone that you encountered when you got into the league that you had that conversation with that helped you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally before you got into the league? Was there someone you talked to? Because again, your challenge was different than guys who have been drafted, particularly high draft choices. I mean, obviously you knew that you were undrafted and that you would have to play harder and do more than someone who was drafted. But was there somebody that you had a conversation with that kind of helped you shape your mentality before you came into the league?
It's not really. And
No.
you know what? I was just like I was
What?
determined to make it, and it was like I got some like full like William Fuller. I would talk to him sometime, but
Yeah.
it was just like a passing you remember Mark Gunn
Yep.
and Mark Gunn and Ronnie Dixon and stuff, and they would give me like little tidbits, and I was always like they would always be like because they would always see me sometimes hanging with Mike Mamula. And they was like, keep your ass away from him.
Yeah, he the wrong one.
Yeah,
He the wrong one.
because he could do. It's like because he's the first rounder, and
Right.
so I mean, I hung
Yeah.
out still with him sparingly, but then just it's just like once I can't I don't know if I told you I went to the school I played for was All Blacks since 1875,
Uh-huh.
Sumner High School, back to back state champions, and I had the privilege of being coached by Ernie McMillan. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you know who Ernie McMillan is. Ernie McMillan played on the other side of Dan Dierdorf on the St. Louis Cardinals offensive line.
Wow.
His son is Eric McMillan, not Mark McMillan. Eric
Mm-hmm.
McMillan, who was
Mm-hmm.
a DB who ended up getting ousted out of the league because due to his temper and beating up a coach. That's a whole other story. But Ernie McMillan, and then we had a defensive line coach who kind of just came in. His name was Frank Roy when I was in
Mm-hmm.
high school, and they kind of instilled that worth ethic in me because we didn't have a home field. Sumner High School did not get a home field until about I think I was playing with the Saints when they got a home field, and I
Wow.
came down because the Tuskegee Airmen had donated the field because a lot of people, a lot of congressmen and hell, Fred Berry and there was a bunch of people that went to Sumner High School, but it was historically black, and they donated the field. But we had a place in the back of the school, in the back of the school. It was just a patch of grass with a couple of small sleds on them that
Right.
we call the lab. Now, this will blow your mind. Our offensive line in high school averaged 294 pounds.
In high school?
In high school, our offensive line averaged 294 pounds. I learned that's where I learned how to defeat a double team. I
I
learned
guess
to
so.
defeat scoop blocks, and just he taught me how to defend all those blocks. But then, if you want to know who really had the words that influenced me was Frank Roy. He told me, he said, if you're gonna get to each level you get to, there's something better you have to do. But each level you go to is going to be one thing that they're always going to be looking for. It's going to be looking for you to run sideline to sideline, 20 to 20,
Okay.
and you hustling. Even when the ball's thrown, run. And
Right.
it's like I chase it. What I do is chase the rock. A lot of times you don't see defensive tackles or nose guards chasing the rock like I was chasing the rock. And I just learned the main thing I think I learned as well was when Jim Johnson and them they showed us they had us doing the pursuit drill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I went to the Academy of Math and Science, but I played football for the other school, so my scientific and mathematical skills kicked in on angles because a lot of people was like,
Yep.
"How'd you run it? Yeah, how'd you run him down?" I was like, "I didn't run him down. He was running through people, and I
I
took an
cut him
angle."
off. I
Yeah,
cut him
no, so
off.
exactly
Yeah.
because because it's like I know when I played for the Saints, I ran I didn't run him down. It was LJ. Everybody hates LJ Smith anyway. They threw a screen pass to him, and so I took an angle and
Uh-huh.
I knocked the shit out of him on like the 40-yard line. He caught. It's like I just got ran down by a nose guard, and I was like,
No, you got down by the tank.
yes.
There's a difference. There's a difference. Not just any nose guard. This tank. It's the tank.
And it's like it's like and just basically it was like a culmination of people that just like helped me out along the way. I was doing the show not too long ago with some New York detectives. I didn't know they were detectives, but they have
Oh,
a
okay.
podcast. And they have a they just
They
have a
didn't tell you ahead
podcast.
of time.
No, they just have a podcast. They're avid Eagles fans. It's like
Okay.
yeah. So it's like it was pretty funny, and they was like, I was giving them the names and stuff for people. Like, I was telling them about the lady who I went to the Academy of Math and Science, so I had to find a bus route that dropped me off for football practice, and the lady name was Miss Algie.
Hmm.
So it's like it was like they was like, you remember everybody's name? I was like, because those are the people that helped me get where I am. I was like, it was like Miss Harris and all those people who used to come to college games and professional games. Miss Golf. It was like somebody, and Larry Walls was my head coach. Arthur Davis Senior, Richie, and Rudy Perry. And dude, it was like it's so many people that helped me get to where I am. You just never forget where you came from, and I think that's I just I think that's pretty much how I got to where I am.
Well, no, none of us are on an island by ourselves.
Mm.
I don't know if I was talking to you about that, about how the Lord tells us everything that He made. You know, the beginning, the Bible says everything God made, God looked at it and said it was good.
Mm.
And then the only thing He said that wasn't good was that man was alone. So yeah,
Mm.
we're not going to make it by ourselves. There's always somebody by our side fighting for us, doing for us, inspiring us, pouring into us that helps us in our journey along the way. Island smoothie salads. That's that's Vinny Capriati. Vinny
Vinny.
Mayman Bay, what's going on? My mom is on right now. Gregory Bridges, what's going
Oh,
on? Yeah, my mom's on right now. She
hey.
said, now Hollis gonna stop cussing now.
Yeah. You can't just do that. Can't just do that in front of mom.
But listen, man, I've never, out of all the people I know around in this area, like the all my teammates from the Eagles, you're more beloved than any of them. Everybody, man, pretty much knows who you are and has an affinity for you, man. And it's phenomenal. And I'm just grateful that we have a friendship and I'm a part of that circle that you have, that you embrace and that embraces you. You it's I don't know about you, but I've been sick and tired of waiting for the Eagles season to come up, and
Oh God.
I mean, it's go time now. Finally,
Yeah.
I was sitting on the
Yeah.
front porch a little while ago, and I'm like, okay, it's go time. Next week they're going to be playing. My gosh, it
I
counts now. We're
know.
going to see the starters finally. It's on point now. So I'm kind of itchy. I'm kind of eager,
Yeah.
man, to see
Yeah.
what's going on. Do you get like that now? I mean, you've been
What?
retired for a while. I've been retired for 23 years now. But now that I'm re-engaged and reconnected to everything that's going on with the Eagles and the NFL, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen this year. Very excited for it to get started. What about you?
Well, I'm excited for it to get started, but there's other fixes that you get. They had your team was on last night. Nebraska was on last night.
Yeah, they were on
Yeah,
last night. I
it was
didn't
like
I
you
didn't
didn't
watch
watch it.
him though.
It was like, but it was like 6 or 7 college games on, and
Right.
it was like Nebraska versus Minnesota was on. They had
Did they
Florida
win?
versus.
Did they win?
I didn't watch it till
You
the
didn't
end,
watch the whole thing.
but
Okay.
I think they gave up the rhythm though, because they
So
were up
it's the
ten to
same
seven.
old, and see that's why I don't watch Nebraska now because it's the same old. They're going to
Well, not
go their second game of the season is against Colorado in prime time. They're
yeah.
going to go out to Colorado and get their behinds whooped.
I don't think so. I think
You don't
they're a
think
lot
so?
better. I think they're a little bit better than they were last year,
I
because
hope
I think
so.
they may have won because they uh they lost 25 games over the last few years
Yeah.
by a single score.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by a single score. So they was up 10-7. I mean 10-3, and
Uh
then
huh.
the other team came back. So I didn't stay up long enough to see if they
I gotta go check
they
it out.
won or not. Yeah, but
Somebody
it's
who's
like,
watching right now, go online. Somebody who's watching right now,
it's like,
Vinny
but
or
not,
Mayman Bay, go online and see if Nebraska won. Let me know.
but not only that, the thing that we're gonna get a fix of this week, they have Florida State playing against LSU. So
Uh-huh.
it's like, so if you like the whole time. Oh, this is another thing that fueled my fire to play. It's like when I was playing, I knew that somebody coming out of college was coming to take my job. So
Right.
I always watch college football. That's why. So I'm getting a bit of a fix now because
Okay.
I'm watching college football, and it helps me with my breakdown later on for the next draft.
When they
So it's
come
like,
in,
so
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like, so I watch obscure games like the Missouri versus South Dakota.
So you know
And
what?
so
You just poured some wisdom into me. So because you're telling me, listen, you need to start watching college games because these cats are coming into the pros, and
yeah,
we do cover the draft,
right,
and these are
exactly.
guys that we need to be able to. Okay, yeah, I saw him play, or I saw
Yeah,
him do this, or saw him do that. That
yeah,
always is great insight. So
yeah.
Lewis said Nebraska choked.
I knew it. I knew it, and that's why I turned the channel because it was like they had Minnesota
Boy.
on the rope. They was driving downfield. The damn running back fumbled the ball, and they was mashing them. And the Nebraska, I was like, dude. And you know what? And you know what? And we my own personal gripe with just the state of the game, both professional and college. You just got a damn first down. Get your ass back in the huddle and try to get a touchdown. All
Right,
that damn
right.
celebrating and stuff.
All that
Over,
celebrating, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then when the guys on defense make a good hit, get your ass back in the huddle. If the ball didn't come loose, or it was an interception, or it was third down making the fourth down, get your ass back in the huddle.
It was just a hit. Yeah, it was just a
Yeah,
hit.
yeah. Everybody just out there celebrating for nothing. It's
That's
like,
what you.
come on.
Matter of fact, that's what you're supposed to do as a defensive player. You're supposed to hit. So you
Yeah,
got a good hit. So what? What are you celebrating for? It wasn't like you
yeah,
said. It wasn't a fumble. It
yeah.
wasn't a turnover. It wasn't stop
It-
on a fourth down.
yep.
Go back in the huddle. Yeah,
And then
you're
get your
wasting energy.
yeah, you wasted a whole bunch of energy. But it was like, but as watching the college game, I'll see the guy jump up, first down. I was like, okay, it still wasn't a touchdown, so you're celebrating for what? Okay, uh,
Louis,
it's like you
Louis,
wasted Luis,
yeah,
Luis.
Louis said long time listener for 2 years here in Canada. Well, you got to make yourself known. Just don't say nothing. Well, I need you to say something from now on. You're on YouTube. You're watching
Yeah,
me at the Fryer place on YouTube. What's up? Yeah, we got to have you. Send me your address. I tell you
yeah.
what, Louis, DM me. Send me your address. I'm gonna send you something. All right. You're an Eagles fan. Are you an Eagles fan? All right. We got something coming up this year that's gonna be fly. So they
Yes.
lost to Minnesota 13-10. Thanks, Mayman.
Ah, man, see that a one score game. That's the 26th game they lost over the last 4 or 5 years by one score or less. So it's like,
But
yeah,
see, that's the key. You don't. You're saying they lost 25, 26 games over the last 4 or 5 years by 1 or 2 or 3 points. Listen, Nebraska. When I played Nebraska, we didn't lose no games, no 20-some games over 3 years, 4 years.
I
The
know
history of the school, we hadn't
y'all
lost
got,
20-some games.
but y'all have a new coach. Minnesota is not the pushover that they used to be either. I
When I
thought,
played,
hold
when
on,
we played Minnesota, we beat Minnesota. We scored 84 points on Minnesota.
I know, but the Minnesota now, I thought Minnesota was going to come out there and whoop y'all like cornbread batter, but they did, but they can't. But y'all put up a fight. That's a good thing. Y'all got a new coach, Matt Rule, and so
Well, right.
he's actually doing pretty good because y'all defense used to be a walking sieve. Uh, so
I love that. I love some of
and
your analogies, man.
then it was like, and I was happy to see their defense, but then now your offense has to catch up. Yeah, I got the kid from Georgia Tech, and I don't throw the ball with him. He sucks at throwing. He threw an interception right before the half.
But
I was pissed off.
that's been the problem, I believe, and we're kind of getting off subject here, but that's been the problem, I believe, with the University of Nebraska. Having moved into different conferences and whatnot. The game today is throwing the ball. It's not running the ball, which is what Nebraska has always been about. It's always been the tough, run it down your throat kind of school, and that's what they've been known for. But that's still what people believe and athletes believe Nebraska is about, although they're trying to transform themselves into the modern day type of football. but they have to somehow, some way, get people to understand, particularly recruits that are coming out of high school, that we're a new offense, we're a new kind of school. We're not doing what we used to do. We're trying to keep up and do the same things everybody else is doing. So we're throwing the ball. So they've never been able to get, at least up to this point, one of those kind of quarterbacks that can stand in the pocket and deliver the ball down the field, prototypical type of quarterback. And nor have they been able to get those kinds of receivers. So they suffer when it comes to having to try to put up points.
But I think with getting Matt Rule, I think because he likes every program that he's been in, he's turned around within the year. So
Right.
I think with him, he's going to get the best out of him. And he had a good game plan. It's just that we had 3 turnovers, dude. It's like like you can't win with
overcome that.
turnovers. And then the fact that the defense only held him 13 points, it should. And Minnesota is not a slouch.
Right,
They've
right.
been running. They've been like at least an 8+ win team for the last 4 or 5 years with the
Right.
coaching staff that they have. So it wasn't like what you call it. And then where did they got the touchdown? They threw. They're showing the highlights now where they threw it back. They had a throwback and they threw it to a dude that was wide open. That was
Okay.
the only
Trick
that's
play.
the only trick play. But then now they're showing where the running back, he was running the ball and got blasted and fumbled. Yep.
Can't do that.
But that's what. But to what you were saying about salivating for the Eagle season, yes, I am. But this bevy of college games that's about to come over the next 3 or 4 days, they
Right.
even got a game on Sunday. Even got a college game on Sunday.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the best game. It's the LSU versus FSU. LSU versus Florida State.
That's good.
So it's
yeah.
like that's how if you're looking to get your fix, you get your fix with college football, and just take notes so that you're gonna see some spectacular players.
Right. Right.
And those are the guys that are going to be coming out in the draft, and you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You kind of got your craving down a little bit, but you still craving pro football, but you satisfied your hunger a little bit
with the college football.
With the college, and you seeing some young players who possibly coming out in the coming draft, and
Yep.
you can say whether they noteworthy or not. I just posted something on Facebook. Well, no, it was just funny.
It wasn't one of your regular posts.
Yeah, it was kind of sort of, but it was based on when Johnny Manziel was coming out of college, and Merle Hodge lambasted him, and rightfully so. He said anybody who drafts this kid in the first round, they're not going to be there after 2 years. He said this kid is not. He's not a first round. He's like, you look at the way he's going through this. He's not even going through his progressions. He said he's a 5th, 6th round or undrafted free agent player. And so what happened was Skip Bayless and everybody kind of jumped down his throat and stuff. And Stephen A. Smith kind of jumped down his throat and stuff about how good Johnny Manziel was going to be on the next level. And we know the outcome of that, don't we?
He didn't. He farted is what he did.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
about
he
it.
did.
That's all he did. He stunk it up. That's,
yeah. Then I think his you have to look at somebody was telling me to look at his I guess some type of documentary. I was like, he is not getting any of my money or my watches because I watched it personally and he stunk. That's all I need to know.
He farted.
I don't need to know the backstory.
Stinky behind.
Yes.
Stinky behind. So your area of expertise is defensive tackle. We got a couple of the Eagles are getting ready to start their season. We got a couple of
the whole defensive line is mine. I'm able. The funny thing is,
but you played defensive tackle.
I know, but
that's
funny,
what I mean.
I know, but the funny thing is,
don't short you. I got you.
No. It's like all the defensive ends that played with me kept calling me Big Coach because the coach. Sometimes the coaches don't know how to put it in layman's terms, and I would have to give it to them, give him what he's asking for.
Right,
it's like
right.
So sometimes they'll say we're gonna slant down inside, but what they really mean is we're gonna do a gap exchange. And when you have somebody stand next to you, I don't want them slanting and running up my back because that's not
not the plan.
Because the gap exchange is you just change the gaps. You take a flat step and up.
Right.
It's like and the coach rarely ever describes it like that, But
Okay.
it's like so when I was telling him, I was like, he wants a flat stepping up, man. It's like he's like, oh, okay. Thanks, big coach. I'm like, oh God, here we go with this. But
Well, you were a coach too. Look, when I was
yes,
coaching at Robbinsville, you came. You were my defensive
yeah,
coordinator, and did a phenomenal job, man.
appreciate you.
You
Thanks.
did a great job. Yeah, you had that one defense. Would you call it? Kill 'em all.
Everybody dies.
Everybody,
Everybody dies.
listen, everybody. He had what? Listen, I go to Hollis when the game, and I was only there for a couple of games. Then they kicked me off. They fired me because I got indicted and had to go deal with all that stuff. But they stayed and stayed with the team. But I would go to Hollis the first few games that I coached. I go to Hollis. Listen, I got to get the ball back. Okay, he called kill 'em all. They all die. That was the play he called, and we get the ball back. I don't know who did what. I don't know what he taught them or what he told them or what kind of coaching was going on.
No,
But when they called that play defensively, we got the ball back.
well, I love it because it's just organized chaos. So you give everybody a responsibility, and the responsibility is not going to go anywhere if everybody does what they're supposed to do. And the
Right.
quarterback is not going to be none the wiser. By the time he turned around, we're on him like Mike Tyson at a beauty pageant. So,
Boy, you something else. I told y'all, no telling where this conversation's gonna go today. No telling. No telling. So two big names I want to talk about. We had mentioned this on our show. You know, you got Jordan Davis, you got Jalen Carter. Though
right.
it looks like, they're going to be starting, or maybe not. Maybe not Jalen. Or it'll be Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox
right.
be starting. But Jalen's going to get some time.
Yes.
But in my opinion, and you can tell me if I'm off or skewed in what I've seen, I haven't seen Jordan Davis do much in training camp. I haven't seen really anybody really do much in training camp. But I haven't seen Jordan, and he's been out there. He's had opportunities to play in a couple of preseason games, but he's kind of just been null and void. He's not really standing out. He's not really flashing. He's not making any noise. And given the fact that this is his second year, not so much the same defensive scheme because they got a new defensive coordinator,
Correct.
but you would think that he's supposed to make that jump from his first year to the second year, and you would see it'd be noticeable. You'd be able to notice an improvement in his play. He's going to get more time this year. He's going to start this year. Yes. So, what in your opinion, what's going on with him?
I won't know until I see this first game, his first true game, because like right now, like you said, it's a whole new defense. But the one thing that I am happy, and I'm not surprised at, but I'm happy about is the good shape that he came in.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so I think he recognized last year that he was in decent shape, but on this level, if you want to stay on the field a long time, you got to be in a little bit better shape. And I think he recognized that after your rookie year. And I'm happy that he came in that shape. Now, the thing is, and I'm going to be interested to see is can he stay healthy, and is he going to be that dominating force? It's like because we weren't able to see anything in training camp, and we didn't see that much in training camp last year either. So, I mean, maybe he's not a practice player, but I'm looking to see him make that big jump, especially now that he's got Jalen here, and they're gonna have like a nice 3-man, because we used to have a rotation. That's how you keep the big dogs in the middle fresh.
Right.
It's like, and so it's going to be.
They're going to have that rotation. They're going to have that rotation.
Yes.
They're going to have that rotation.
Then they'll have Milton too, Milton Williams, because he plays both inside and outside.
Right.
And I don't know if you've seen him. Oh, he
looks good. Yeah, his motor is. I like his motor. He made a bunch of plays that last year but I think they were overshadowed because he wasn't the really big name and stuff. Right.
And but when you look at it, I think he's going to flourish. But it's like I think Jalen Carter may pass him up with sexy sacks,
sexy
sacks and sexy plays.
Well,
only because Jalen's a little faster and more disruptive.
Right.
But I think he's going to be the unsung hero with taking on double teams and destroying the middle. That's what I see him doing. And it's like once you see a couple of centers get crumbled and fold under pressure, then it's going to be because of him. Because I have seen him destroy some centers. But it hasn't been in the games and stuff, and it's been like during practice. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of I want to see it in the game in real time. So that's what I'm looking for.
I have a little bit of concern with the Eagles, and I'm an Eagles fan.
Right.
We cover the Eagles and all of that, but I have
Right.
just thinking about it, I have a little bit of a concern going into the beginning of the season. One, because we haven't really seen the starters play; they haven't played.
Right.
So, in my opinion, and I only know a little bit about football. In my
Yeah.
opinion, it's going to be they've got to find a way how to to start fast right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Exactly.
If they don't, particularly up in New England, they're going to find themselves in trouble because now and this as well as anybody, the league has had an opportunity. Though this is going to be a similar offense that Gannon
Mm-hmm.
ran last year. It won't be the same, but it's going to be
Right.
similar. Now the league has had an opportunity to have a whole off season to try to figure out what the Eagles are doing offensively. And
Yeah.
the defensive coordinators in the NFL are pretty smart. And they'll try
Some
to
of them,
put
some of them are. And
they'll try
it's
to
like
put something together to try to stop the Eagles. Now, obviously, okay, how are you going to stop that offensive line?
Mhm.
I mean, it's a great offensive line.
This
How are you going to stop those wide receivers? You got two of the
right.
best wide receivers in the league. Then you got the quarterback, who's
Wow.
arguably in the top three in the league. Who, if you get to him, he's going to make plays with his legs. Then we got a running back now who's better than the running back, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that we had last year. So
We got a three-headed monster at running back. Actually, a
right,
four-headed monster.
right,
If you
forward, yeah,
think about it, to piggyback off what you're saying, this would be a great barometer uh, for them because
mm-hmm.
even though I don't like Bill Belichick that much, he was
Belichick,
always
call him
yeah
Belichick.
yeah Bill Belichick that much because but he was always able to devise defensive schemes without cheating.
Right,
See,
right,
because you know why he was able to devise was not cheating against the offense is because the offense, the quarterback, they were calling the plays in through and so they were not able to record those. But if you look at him, this would be a good barometer because he's
He's
a
had
he's a
all off
legend.
season. He's had
Yeah,
all off season to
yes,
prepare for the
and the
Eagles.
and the other part too about the start fast part, we're going to have to start fast because the Patriots, they play their starters. Their starters have played throughout the
Right.
preseason,
Yeah.
and so they're going to be ready to hit the ground running.
Right.
But I think this is the part where I think we may win. Fresh legs.
Well, I mean, okay, you got fresh legs at the beginning of the season. You ought to have, even though they play games, you're going to have fresh legs at the beginning of the season. That plays a factor, or that becomes a factor, halfway through the season, 3/4 of the way through the
Well,
season,
I think
making sure you back
it's
off.
like if you played them like he played their people a lot. So it's like, and I've noticed when people don't when you don't get ran down in training camp, you come out there with super fresh legs. It takes us a while to catch up to you. But
Uh-huh.
but I think that's going to be our the edge is going to be just them not knowing what we're going to be doing defensively. But I think it's going to be a good barometer because
Hmm.
everybody keeps in the AFC East. Everybody keeps talking about the Jets. They keep talking about
Yeah,
Miami.
Jets.
Miami,
Yeah.
Miami, Miami, Miami quarterback can't stay healthy. Get the hell out of here.
Well, if he
And the
doesn't
Bills.
stay healthy, yeah, they're going to be in trouble. But that's just like anybody else in the NFL. If
But no,
their starting
but
quarterback doesn't stay
if you
healthy,
touch
they're in
him,
trouble.
if you touch him, he's going to have a concussion.
Just a
So
touch of
just a
love,
touch, yes.
just a little
But
bit.
it's like, when you look at the coaches from each one of those squads, the only one with some pedigree or some championship experience is Bill Belichick.
Right,
And
right.
you cannot shortchange him defensively though. He will come out there. But I
Oh
think the
no,
one thing that
he's a
but I think
defensive genius.
yeah, but I think but we also have Matt Patricia with us, who
Right.
used to be his coordinator.
That's right. Who
So
knows? He
that's
knows Belichick.
yeah. So that's why I think we'll have a bit of an edge. So that's why I said when you asked were we gonna win by double digits yesterday, I was like, I think we're gonna win right at about 9 or 10 points. I
Hmm.
think because I think they're gonna come out and they're gonna fight us and they're gonna fight us tooth and nail.
Right,
And I
right.
say, but I think we're gonna end up throttling them because it's only gonna be by about 9 or 10,
Well,
mainly
10
because we're
is
gonna
double digits. 10 is
yeah.
double digits.
But it's mainly because we're going to be running the ball down their throat.
Right,
So,
right, right. Well,
because they have a
we got a
problem
couple of
stopping us.
comments. I want to throw
Okay.
these comments up here so we can address them. This is Island Smoothies. Let me throw that up there so we can
Okay.
see that right there. He says, that's Vinny Capriati. How do you guys feel about the college players getting paid? Is it hurting teams from competing?
I like it. They should have been doing it. I don't think it's. I
Yeah,
think it's giving. I think it's giving smaller tier teams an opportunity to compete
yeah,
because it's like because everybody when you go to the big schools, everybody's not gonna. They're not gonna have enough money to pay everybody.
mm-hmm.
And then what comes in, what creeps in, is athletic pride. Athletic pride meaning I want to play just because you paying me and I'm riding the bench.
Right,
That means that the NFL and the NFL can't see me play. I don't have
mm-hmm.
no film, so
Mm-hmm.
they're going to spread it. That's going to spread the wealth a little bit, and
Right,
the funny part is I think some of the coaches are getting pissed because the players have power now. I was like, you don't get to. It's like you have the power to lead. You have the power to jump ship and go to a better job. So now the player
right,
has the player has the ability to do that too. I used to hate seeing the coaches on TV talking about being mad because a player is going to work on going to the NFL rather than playing in that minuscule bowl game. I was
right,
like,
right.
if you had a job that was paying you more than the one that you were at, you were leaving, and the
Mm-hmm.
defensive coordinator or the offense coordinator was coaching the job.
Right,
You do not block anybody. I call it blessings. You don't block anybody's blessings
right,
because when
right.
you start blocking other people's blessings, yours will get blocked.
That's right. And I don't think that so much the NIL in and of itself, players getting
Mhm.
paid for their name, their image, or their likeness, I don't
Reckless,
think
yeah.
that is the problem in terms of hurting schools. I think it's
Mhm.
the portal that
Yeah.
more so is hurting schools because these young athletes, these college athletes, can jump from one school to the next from any at any given time, from one year to the next. So that it's not that a kid goes to a school and signs a 4-year scholarship and you'll see them at their school for at least 3 of those 4 years before they go into the pros if they have the ability to do that. So it's more so the portable and their ability that they've been given, the freedom they've been given to leave a school and go to another school. That's what's hurting
Yeah.
college football. That's
That's
what's
hurt
hurting
too.
certain teams. Yeah, yeah,
But it's also putting coaches on notice too. When you
right,
sell a kid a dream, a hope, and a dream, like you gonna get this number, you gonna be playing this position, and they get there and it's nothing like you said.
right,
It's
right,
like so,
right.
and it stops people. It stops them from lying to the kids. It's
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
it stops them from being salesmen, so to speak.
Right,
Not
right.
even a
Chris
cricket salesman.
Chris Drakeford, what's going on? JD Stroh, what's going on? Chris Drakeford said this. Is that up there? Yeah. They always tend to get off to a slow start. He's talking about the Eagles. If
Uh-huh.
one or both of their wide receivers go down, yeah, that offense will look different. These new coaches are unproven. And I guess he's referring to the offense and defensive coordinator. And that's, I mean, as far as anybody getting hurt, Drakeford, or Chris Drakeford, as far as anybody getting hurt, that's the case
With
at
anything,
quarterback. That's the case. Yeah, with quarterback at any team, that's the
yeah,
case,
anything, yeah,
particularly at wide receiver with us, because, and we talked about this yesterday on
yeah,
A2D Radio on Vetted, the backup is Quez
Fuck,
Watkins.
yeah, yeah.
When
And then you
Greg
think, yeah,
Ward, in my opinion, this preseason, Greg Ward has done the job. We
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
seen anything from Quez Watkins. The
right,
last we saw Quez Watkins was not good. That was last season.
yeah,
So this preseason, we haven't seen anything from him. He's been
yeah,
treated as a starter. He hasn't
yeah,
played in any preseason games at all. So, in my opinion, Greg has proven himself over the years. Greg's been on the team for 4 years now. Was it 3, 4 years? 4 years now.
right,
And he's
right.
proven himself that he is reliable, that he's going to catch the ball, that he's going to
Yep,
make plays because he's done it. I
yep.
would, in my
They get,
opinion, I would have moved him up to the third. I'd have him, Greg
yeah,
Ward, and Zacchaeus as the third and fourth receiver,
yeah.
and let Quez Watkins sit and watch, and maybe elevate him from the practice squad because he hasn't proven himself as of
Yeah,
yet. And for
yeah,
them to allow him to sit during the preseason and not play to get his
yeah,
legs, to get his feet wet and get in some kind of rhythm and develop some kind of confidence within himself. I mean, they're just setting themselves up and him up for
yeah.
failure come
Yeah, it's a
come
false.
season
It's a
time.
false. I call it the false sense of confidence when you don't play a player who should be playing
He
in
should be playing.
preseason.
Right.
And it's a. I think health is a major issue for every squad. The healthiest teams are the ones that make it the furthest. You got each team that's decently coached. I don't really I don't really have any reservations about Desai or Brian
Mm-hmm.
Johnson because
Mm-hmm.
both of them have experience. Yeah, so it's like they've had an opportunity. Joseph Desai has had a top defense, and then I like the fact that he was out there with Pete Carroll.
Right,
For
right.
Yeah, so it's like when you see guys and he was a defense coordinator, then he went and he watched for some time. It's I just like his whole demeanor and stuff and what he and how I think he plays chess. He doesn't play checkers like Jonathan Gannon. So
Right, right.
I think he's gonna run a simple scheme to put pressure on the Patriots. But
Hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be a bend but don't break type crap. So that's the
Right,
one thing
right.
I'm getting. I was just sick of that. And somebody said something yesterday.
He sounds sick of
Uh,
it.
yeah,
Keenan said this, and Ward catches everything. That's right. He catches
everything,
everything.
everything.
Everything. That's right.
Yeah,
Cheryl
and
Williams
and
says, "What's
some
up? Hey, fam."
what's
Shout out
up?
to you, Cheryl.
So the one thing that somebody brought up yesterday on Vetted, and I didn't get a chance to say anything, but they had that damn picket fence crap set up by the down marker against the Tennessee Titans, and then I was like, come on, man, that was the crappiest defense known to man. The
Yeah,
picket
yeah.
fence, I was like, come on,
Well,
you got
just looking back on last year, and we want to leave that behind us.
mm-hmm.
Again, Jonathan Gannon's gone. I think Gannon was not very creative in his play calling, but he had a bunch of athletes that
Yeah,
made it happen. Guys that
mm-hmm.
could win one on one, and
Well,
anytime you got them one on one, they were. I mean, there's difference. There's
the
a
one thing,
difference between stunts and blitzes. There's a
right,
difference
yeah.
between stunts and blitzes. People need
And
to
we didn't do it,
understand that.
and we didn't do any of it. It's like we did stunts every once in a while. The
Right.
one thing that I will say is he wasn't really like I like a defense coordinator that's all about taking the ball away, taking the
Right.
ball away, taking
Right.
the ball away, putting
Right.
pressure on them, taking the ball away, pressure
Right.
best fight.
It's
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 like
field it's
it
field
wasn't
position again.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like in this it wasn't. I could tell that it wasn't like it wasn't coached. Put it that way.
Hmm.
So it was like and it's like I don't like to when Jim Johnson style defense, or actually even if you look at some of the defenses of the teams that have really good defenses, as soon as somebody intercepts the ball, you see the defense, everybody trying to get a block
Right.
because it turns
Right.
into a return.
Right.
I
Right.
was like, I don't think we had that.
Well, some of these defenses, particularly today, it didn't really happen while we were playing ball. But I don't like some of the focus on trying to strip the ball away, because you'll see the back continue to
Yeah,
run and get
continue to
extra
run. Yeah,
yards. They're not tackling him. They're trying to take the ball away.
yeah,
No, you tackle him first, and then
yeah.
whoever's coming in second
The
or
second
third,
man,
okay,
the
you can,
second, yeah,
yeah, you can come in and try to strip the ball away if it's so
right.
be. But not the first guy. You don't jump
Yeah,
on him
that's
and try
right.
to take the ball away.
Yeah,
I
the
see
first guy,
way
you trying to take the ball away, you about to go for a ride.
Yeah, I see way too much of that today in the league. That's not. Look, we were trying to take folk out, let alone take the
Yes,
ball away. We just want to
yes.
take you out. You don't
Like
get the
what's that?
ball anymore when I take
It's
you
like
out.
when I used to tackle, I used to make the play first, and then only then, if I was the second person in, I was going for the ball. But when I'm
Yeah,
going for the
yeah.
ball, I'm grabbing one arm around you. This hand is going for the ball. I'm grabbing like this because I'm trying to tear your fingers off the ball.
When I was in high school, man, it's funny. I was recruited out of high school as a safety. I wasn't recruited as
Ah,
a wide receiver, safety, punt returner. That's what I did. I was an All-American safety. So I was recruited to all these schools as a defensive player. And man, I used to tell one of my best friends in high school, his name was Robert Blaze. We called him Moose. He was a linebacker. He played in front of me. And I would tell him, I was like, man, listen, Moose, don't tackle him. Hold him up. Just grab him and hold him up. I'm coming.
that's what friendly fire. That's what happens with friendly fire too.
Well, no,
You
no,
trying to
no. I wouldn't
you
hit
trying
him,
to
but boy,
you trying to
man, but
hold them. You trying to hold them up. You trying to hold them up so you get the ball away. And then somebody blasts you in the back.
no, I never blasted him, but I just grab the legs and hold him up. Don't let him fall. Just hold him up enough till I can get there. Pow!
Wow.
So listen, look, I told y'all our hour is up already. We're gonna have
Yeah.
Big Dog. We're gonna have him back on again this year
Yes.
during the season. Angelo Ortiz, what's going on? He said, "Happy Friday, fellas." Sure, Williams,
What's up,
you're
Angelo?
rocking that Kelly Green. Well, look, it's Eagles. I couldn't get
My
to the
favorite
Kelly
too is
Green.
Rick and Morty though.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. Yeah, I couldn't get to the Kelly Green block party yesterday, so I had to, do my Kelly Green in my house, in my studio. So I'm good. I'm good. And we are starting something this year. It's going to be on my Instagram page. I told Big Dog about this. It's called Game Day Drip. I can't call it Eagles Game Day Trip because using the Eagles name. We're going to call it
Yeah.
game day drip. We're going to be outside before every game, every home game, outside the Xfinity Center on that corner. And we're going to be filming people and taking pictures of people who have outlandish or dope
Yeah.
game day drip on. And I'll have some
How?
serious game day drip on myself. And then we're going to have a contest. And at the end of the season, we're going to pick a winner. And the winner's going to receive $500. But there's two requirements. You got to be following me on my Instagram page, and you have to have been filmed or had a picture taken of you so you can enter the contest. Big Dog's going to be there.
Yes, and it's not going to be. I'm not going to call it drip. I'm going to call it game day fly.
Well, I'm trying to bring the young folk in.
Yeah,
so
but you still got to be game day fly because we Eagles. We fly, Eagles fly.
game day fly. We're going to call it drip, game day fly.
Okay.
We're going to call it drip because it's got to do with the gear you got on. That Kelly Green drip.
Then you say, I look fly.
Well, you look fly. We'll say that. You look fly with your drip on.
Okay.
Listen, Big Dog, thanks, man. Look, listen,
No problem, man.
where can people find you on social media? Because you don't call yourself Hollis Tank Thomas. You got these initials. What is it called?
It's cool. It stands for cool motherfucker. It's
I'm sorry I asked.
it's KEWLMF on Instagram, and then
K what WLK?
KEWLMF
Okay.
on
Okay.
Instagram,
Okay.
and on Twitter it's DA Real Tank 78.
Okay.
DA the Real Tank 78, not the DA Real Tank 78.
Okay.
The Real Tank 78 on Twitter, and on what's his Facebook is Hollis cool motherfucker KEWLMF Thomas.
Do something else, man. I love you, bro.
Thank you, man.
He is original, y'all. It's the original Hollis Tank Thomas right here at the Fryar place, sharing his story, the challenges he's had, and the trials to follow. As you can see, he's the real deal. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you, man. Listen, holler at me later on because I got to meet you somewhere tomorrow, right? I need to know the address and all that kind of stuff. So
I gave it to you before, but I give it to you. I'll shoot it to you again.
What, you sent it? Well, then I got it in my text message. I'll let you know.
It's the Wooden Indian place.
The Wooden Indian. Okay, that place. Okay, I'll go back and
Yeah,
check
it's
it out.
that place. Yeah,
Right.
the pig roast. They roasted the pig, baby.
We're going to get some pig tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Big Dog. Thanks, bro.
Right.
I appreciate
No
you.
problem, man.
Thanks for
Appreciate
being
you,
on.
man.
All right. Yes,
All right.
sir. Holler back. That's my dog, Hollis Tank Thomas in the house. I told y'all. Great conversation. Great guest. I gotta mute him till he gets off. Log out, Big Dog.
Okay.
There he goes. Listen, thank y'all for being with us today, Wanda. I see you. I'll take my picture and send. No, you can't take a picture, Wanda, and send it to me. You have to be there live. I have to take the picture, or I have to film the people. You got to come to the game. You don't have to come to the game. You just come to that corner where Xfinity is before the game. We'll be out there 3 hours before every home game. The only home game that I won't be out there, it looks like now, will be the Washington game because I'm going to be away. I'm going to Nebraska. I'm being honored that weekend, our 40th anniversary of the team that I played on at Nebraska during that year, Tom Osborne. They're going to honor all of us, Mike Rozier, honor all of us that weekend. So I won't be in town. I'll be in Nebraska on that weekend that Washington plays here in Philly. That will be the only weekend we will not have game day drip being active. But yeah, you got to come. You got to come to the corner Xfinity Center. J.D. Stroh, Cheryl Williams, shout out to you. Florence Oakman, shout out to you. Angela Ortiz, shout out to you. All right. Cheryl Williams, I think I said Cheryl Williams. Keenan Harmon, thanks for being with us today. We got a bunch of folk on. Gregory Bridges, what's up? Q South in the house. Chris Drakeford, thanks for putting up your comment today. Vincent Capriati, Luis, what's going on? Shout out to you. Mayman Bay, shout out to you. Wanda Cunningham Capers, shout out to you. Steve Andrews, I don't know if you're still in the house, bro, but thank you. Yeah, Nebraska choked, they did. Mama, thanks always for your support, sweetheart. Love you. William Lenny Smith Sankofa, God bless you. Danny Bentley, shout out to you. Who else is in the house? Hope Wiley. Don't know if you're still around, sis, but God bless you. Keenan Harmon. Always a pleasure, my brother. Pamela Harmon. Always a pleasure. Serena Lewis Kemp. Family. Serena Kemp. Bless you. Thanks for being with us today. And that's it. Y'all, I'm out of here. We'll be back next week with another guest. We're going to keep this ball rolling and stay consistent. Actually, next week, our guest will be none other. The Eagles are playing the Patriots. So next week, our guest, he won't be live, but I'll be live. We're going to film him, tape him, record him, bring some of what he said in on our live stream. I'll be live, but none other than Steve Grogan, my former quarterback, New England Patriots. He's going to be our guest next week. Until then, y'all, may God keep you and we shall be kept. He is the keeper. Keep your hand in the Lord's hand. Stay positive. Watch your back. You may need to mask up, too. It looks like this other variant is popping up, COVID. But take care of yourselves, particularly when you're in a crowd of people. All right? We'll see you next week here at the Fryar Place, where the conversations are fire. Thank you for our guest today, Big Dog, Hollis Tank Thomas in the house. We'll see you next week, y'all. Peace.